stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Please be seated.
Admission of lawyers. Charlotte Elizabeth Ambler.
May it please the court, I move that Charlotte Elizabeth Ambler be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Charlotte Elizabeth Ambler be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hector Lamore Andrews.
May it please the court, I move that Hector Lamore Andrews be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Hector Lamore Andrews be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashuridi Anoya.
May it please the court, I move that Ashurina Anoya be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ashurina Anoya be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Caroline Baggus.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Caroline Vegas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Isabella Caroline Baggus be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Julia Barham.
May it please the court, I move that Julia Barham be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Julia Barham be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ruby Grace Bishop.
May it please the court, I move that Ruby Grace Bishop be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ruby Grace Bishop be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Christopher Bramich.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Matthew Christopher Bramich, be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
That Matthew Christopher Bramich be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joanna Sowell.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Joanna Kao be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Joanna Kao be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Grace Yan Ling Sen.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Grace Yan Ling Sen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Olivia Grace Yan Ling Sen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shishka Chandra.
May it please the court, I move that Shika Shada be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Shika Chada be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madison Amy Chilvers.
May it please the court, I move that Madison Amy Chilvers be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Madison Amy Chilvers be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christian C. Plick.
May it please the court, I move that Christian C. Plick be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Christian C. Plick be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samuel David Cowan.
May it please the court, I move that my son Samuel David Cowan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Samuel David Cowan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jack William Croak.
May it please the court, I move that Jack William Croak be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jack William Croak be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tara D'Alfonso.
May it please the court, I move that Tara D'Alfonso be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Tara D'Alfonso be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Adina Sakura Derbyshire.
May it please the court, I move that Adina Sakura Derbyshire be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Adina Sakura Derbyshire be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasmine Jennifer Duhawa.
May it please the court, I move that Jasmine Jennifer Dorhauer be admitted as lawyer of this court.
That Jasmine Jennifer Dorhauer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Calvin Yai Ping Fong.
May it please the court, I move that Calvin Yao Ping Fong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Calvin Yao Ping Fong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sharon Marie Hall.
May it please the court, I move that Sharon Marie Hall be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sharon Marie Hall be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tracy Jean Hoffman.
May it please the court, I move that Tracy Jean Hoffman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tracy Jean Hoffman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sue Hee Huan.
May it please the court, I move that Sue Hee Huang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sue Hee Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jake Alexander Jerrigan.
May it please the court, I move that Jake Alexander Jerrigan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jake Alexander Jerrigan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacinta Ashley Jones Angic.
May it please the court, I move that Jacinta Ashley Jones Angic be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacinta Ashley Jones Angic be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ella Madeline Krieger.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Ella Madeline Krieger be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ella Madeline Krieger be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kimberly Wing Shan La.
May it please the court, I move that my partner, Kimberly Wing Shan La, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kimberly Wing Shan La be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jin Juang Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Jing Juang Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jing Zhuang Li be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Katie Lai.
May it please the court, I move that Katie Lai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Katie Lai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Renee Wen Jun Lim.
May it please the court, I move that Renee Wen-Jun Lim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Renee Wen-Jun Lim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Kwan Ho Lo.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew Kwan Ho Lo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matthew Kwan Ho Lo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gabriel Ma.
May it please the court, I move that Gabriel Ma be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Gabriel Ma be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jack Paul Robert Mackenzie Wood.
May it please the court, I move that Jack Paul Robert Mackenzie Wood be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jack Paul Robert Mackenzie Wood be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anne Moe.
May it please the court, I move that Anne Moe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anne Moe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Max Hartley Moffat.
May it please the court, I move that my son Max Hartley Moffat be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Max Hartley Moffat be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kieran Paris Mohan.
May it please the court, I move that Kieran Paris Mohan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kieran Paris Mohan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sandy Mo Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that Sandy Mayo Newent be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sandy Mayo Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fatria Purbawati.
May it please the court, I move that Vitria Prabhawati be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fatria Purbawati be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joe Chidiak.
May it please the court, I move that Joe Chidiak be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joe Chidiak be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ankita Prakash Rao.
May it please the court, I move that Ankita Prakash Rao be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ankita Prakash Rao be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Patrick Anthony Rowley.
May it please the court, I move that Patrick Anthony Rowley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Patrick Anthony Rowley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mark Joseph Samuel.
May it please the court, I move that Mark Joseph Samuel be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mark Joseph Samuel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natalie Mun Ying Sito.
May it please the court, I move that Natalie Munying Sito be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Natalie Munyang Sito be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Monica Shakiri.
May it please the court, I move that Monica Shakiri be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Monica Shakiri be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Joyce Shearer.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Joyce Shearer be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olivia Joyce Shearer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabel Mary Sidiri.
May it please the court, I move that Isabel Mary Sidery be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabel Mary Sidery be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wing Yang Vian Shu.
May it please the court, I move that Weng Yan Vien Su be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wing Yan Vien Su be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nina Emily Jessica Schumbach.
May it please the court, I move that Nina Emily Jessica Schumbach be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nina Emily Jessica Stumbach be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chung Man Tang.
May it please the court, I move that Chung Man Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chung Man Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Colin Stewart Taylor.
May it please the court, I move that Colin Stewart Taylor be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Colin Stewart Taylor be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christian Carl Tesorero.
May it please the court, I move that Christian Carl Tessiero be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Christian Carl Tesorero be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dion Trachevsky.
May it please the court, I move that Dion Trachevsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dion Trachevsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matilda Rose Unwin.
May it please the court, I move that Matilda Rose Unwin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matilda Rose Unwin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Jane Van Claveren.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Jane Van Claveren be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Jane Van Claveren be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sania Vasic.
May it please the court, I move that Senia Vasic be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Senia Vasic be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashiray Verhal.
May it please the court, I move that Ashrei Shamil Vahal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ashrei Shamil Vahal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bonnie Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Bonnie Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bonnie Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Grace Marie Wellsby.
May it please the court, I move that Grace Marie Wellsby be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Grace Marie Wellsby be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan William Leonard White.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Lachlan William Leonard White, is admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan William Leonard White be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Daniel John Williams.
May it please the court, I move that Daniel John Williams be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Daniel John Williams be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amber Manwei Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Amber Manwei Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amber Manwei Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jason Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Jason Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jason Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joy Xuang Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Joy Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joy Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, as and when directed, stand and remain standing for the purposes of swearing an oath or making a declaration or affirmation. So please stand as directed by Mr. Reshnikov.
Would rows 1 and 2 please stand? Charlotte Elizabeth Ambler, Hector Lamore Andrews, Asharina Anoya, Isabella Carolyn Vegas, Julia Barham, Ruby Grace Bishop, Matthew Christopher Bramich, Joanna Sao, Olivia Grace Yanlin Sen, Shishka Chadra, Madison Amy Shivers, Christian Sepik, Samuel David Cowan, Jack William Croak, Tara De Alfonso, Adina Sakura Derbyshire. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability. Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Please be seated. Rows 3 and 4, please stand. Jasmine Jennifer Dohawa, Calvin Yao Ping Fong, Sharon Marie Hall, Tracy Jean Hoffman, Suhee Huang, Jake Alexander Jerrigan, Jacinta Ashley Jones Angic, Ella Madeline Krieger, Kimberly Wing Shan La, Jin Juan Lee, Katie Lai, Renee Wen Jun Lim, Matthew Kwan Ho Lo, Gabriel Ma, Jack Paul Robert Mackenzie Wood, Anne Moe, Max Hartley Moffat, Kieran Paris Mahan, Sandy Moa Nyont, Fatria Purbawati, Joe Chidiak. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Please be seated. The row in front of me, please stand. Ankita Prakash Rao, Patrick Anthony Rowley, Mark Joseph Samuel, Natalie Mun Ying Sito, Monica Shakiri, Olivia Joyce Shearer, Isabel Mary Sadiri, Win Yin Vian Shu, Nina Emily Jessica Shumbach, Chung Man Tang, Colin Stewart Taylor. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administrations of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Please be seated. If both of the rows on my left would stand up, please. Christian Carl Tesariro, Dion Trajewski, Matilda Rose Unwin, Emma Jane Van Claveren, Sania Vasic, Asheray Shamil Vihal, Bonnie Wang, Grace Marie Wellsby, Lachlan William Leonard White, Daniel John Williams, Amber Manway Zhang, Jason Zhang, Joy Shuing Zhang. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your skills, knowledge, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Please be seated.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today to my immediate right is Justice Mitchelmore, who is a judge of the Court of Appeal. To my left, Justice Lindsay, who's a senior judge in the Equity Division of this court, and to Justice Mitchelmore's right is Justice Richmond, who is also a judge of the Equity Division of this court. Together, we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this afternoon. And we've done so sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands and thousands of years. The court pays its respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Sitting also on the bench with us today to my far left is Justice Robert Beach-Jones, until recently the Chief Judge at Common Law of this court, and as recently as Monday of this week sworn in as the 57th Judge of the High Court of Australia. We're very pleased to have him sitting with us. I also acknowledge in the the audience, Professor Mary Crock and Professor Ron McCallum, two of Australia's most senior legal academics. To all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for celebration and pride. You should be proud of yourselves, and we have pride in you and your achievements in reaching this milestone. We, up here on the bench, know how hard you've all worked to get here. It's a memory that never really leaves you, although the work is just beginning. It has not ended. I'm also pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, I know the support of your family and friends has been invaluable. No doubt they've also been on the receiving end of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion. So I encourage you to take the time to thank them this afternoon. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you dinner or several rounds of drinks to mark this occasion. Now, in being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824, nearly 200 years ago. And by 1830, the names of lawyers were entered onto the rolls in this state, as you will do immediately after this ceremony. This ceremony is attended by unique formalities, including the fact, as we've just seen, that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers. They are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings you have made. In terms of tradition and formality, you can see by looking around the portraits of former Chief Justices on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. To let you in on a secret, we don't do so because they're particularly comfortable or practical. But we do wear them for what I regard as an important symbolic reason. They highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales for 200 years, although the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. As to continuity of the rule of law, of which I've spoken, in a world in which there is so much global uncertainty, insecurity and tragedy, the rule of law is more important than ever. It's not simply a phrase of some theoretical import or academic interest. It matters. The rule of law at its simplest is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. We know that there is nothing theoretical about those phenomena in our world. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different, interesting directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation that you have just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office with the Aboriginal Legal Service, a government department or agency, or in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. And that applies not only if you're appearing in court, it applies across the board. In whatever field you practice law, it is an oath and an undertaking which you are required to adhere to throughout your professional careers. Notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic, and not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging or unchanged. We've seen in recent years, hastened by the pandemic, a rapid shift in the use of an embrace of technology in our courtrooms, which has contributed to a reduction in costs and some logistical difficulties for some litigants, as well as delivering greater workplace flexibility, especially for practitioners with family responsibilities and in regional and remote communities. However, while the increased use of technology offers a number of obvious advantages, the practice of the law has human beings, human nature, and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, how they perform under pressure, and deal with each other. There have, of course, been other important changes in our profession that deserve attention. The composition of the legal profession is increasingly diverse, not only in terms of gender, but also in terms of ethnic diversity. In terms of gender, the profession has changed dramatically. In New South Wales, women were not until 1918 even legally permitted to practice law. Even after the passage of the Women's Legal Status Act in 1918, it took well over 50 years before women began to practice regularly in firms. But since 2018, women have made up more than half of the solicitors with a practicing certificate in New South Wales and currently make up more than 2/3 of solicitors under the age of 30. Moreover, some of the most senior positions in the law in Australia are held by distinguished female lawyers, including the President of the New South Wales Court of Appeal, our colleague Justice Ward, the Chief Justice of the Federal Court, the Chief Justices of the Supreme Courts of Victoria, Queensland, the ACT, and returning to New South Wales, the Presidents of the Bar Association and of the Law Society, as well as our State Director of Public Prosecutions and our Senior Public Defender, all of whom are distinguished female practitioners. There should also be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our rich cosmopolitan community. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, barristers, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and judges attuned to the rich and diverse cultures that comprise that community. The admissions ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge almost 5 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when we all commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and I can assure you that leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn builds trust in and respect for not only the judiciary and the legal profession, but ultimately for the rule of law. Now, let me now offer on a Friday afternoon a little bit of, I hope, helpful and not gratuitous professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, perhaps some more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time, especially when setting out on something new. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I counsel all new practitioners not to make is to give your clients the advice you think that they want to hear. I can assure you that that will almost certainly not be good advice, and they will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. Your role as a lawyer is to be expert, independent, and courageous in giving the advice that you think is appropriate for the situation, not the advice you think your client wants to hear. Being a lawyer means that you're an advisor, a problem solver, sometimes a mediator, and sometimes an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will, in many cases, many cases, be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, health or financial position, or family members. For these reasons, you must always strive to deliver legal services not only competently and fiercely, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. In this context, I wish to emphasise what some people, but not me, regard as an old-fashioned notion, namely the notion of civility. Aspects of the law, especially if you are involved in the litigation side of practice, are confrontational. The practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as regrettably it sometimes does. It is essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times the important point that you have just become members of a profession and not a business. And remember this: the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time. I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible or at the very least difficult to grasp or understand. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, other times by deciphering poor legal drafting, and more often than not, by simply getting to the bottom of a messy factual situation and putting it in its proper legal context or framework. So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and your speaking. To do so facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important. This is something we recognise far better today than a decade or two ago. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now, that is often because lawyers want to go the extra mile for their clients. They want to make sure the advice is complete. They want to make sure the case is ready to be heard. They want to make sure that no stone is left unturned. And all of that is admirable. It is an admirable characteristic of the legal profession, but it can be all-consuming and, as I say, physically and mentally taxing. So you must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have, and I dare say still do from time to time, even on the bench, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. Also, remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession. In this context, I'm now going to call on two young representatives of the legal profession, one from the New South Wales Bar Association and one from the Law Society of New South Wales, to offer a few observations of welcome. Ms. Califoco, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Bianca Galifuoco, and I've been practicing for 6 months at the bar, predominantly in media, defamation, planning and environment law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, and that it allows me to give expert advice to and represent people in court, and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website, and each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority who meet with you weekly, review your work and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including the New Barristers Committee, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers like me, and a Diversity and Equality Committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Ms. Sheen, you move.
May it please the court. My name is Jodie Sheen, and not so long ago I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You're here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you've achieved so far. When I first embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It is often not easy and it can be overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after 5 years as working as a regional solicitor, I can tell you I've already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That's why I've been part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for the last 2 years. Here I've found friendship, inspiration, guidance and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join communities. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as newly minted solicitors, can thrive and succeed in your profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer, and we look forward to welcoming you to the profession.
Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging and satisfying. And it's populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, of your achievements to date and of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. You are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We up here on the bench wish you all of the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. On behalf of all of the judges of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.